All right, what's up, everyone? I wanted to take some time to pick back up on a project that I had started in, I guess it was spring and summer of 2025, where I went through every single player in my Kings PC and I kind of broke down the cards of theirs that I had. And to try to be brief, I went through this on the forums, blowout forums, and the hobby boards, but also on Instagram a little bit. And I want to continue to do that because I do think there's a lot of value in maintaining the conversation on different media, because I do think there's some stuff that can come in the written form that may not come out in a form like this, where it's not quite as conversational through a video or through YouTube. At the same time, I think what's advantageous to doing something like this on video and to going through the various cards in my collection on video is that it really is better for getting into the nitty-gritty, and that's kind of what I want to do differently in this second attempt to tackle that project. I wanted to really try to focus on every card in the collection and figure out and really extract what I think about it and what's good about it and what I like about it and how it fits with the greater in the greater puzzle that is a collection like today, the Kevin Martin PC. And that's not something that's really conducive to, definitely not Instagram, where a post probably has limits. I'm sure there are character limits on it, but also even forums where it's a lot easier to listen to somebody talk about their collection than it is to read what would essentially be a novel about various Kevin Martin rookie cards. Not to mention that for me, it's probably easier to pull out a camera, start hit record, and then ultimately go through my cards, right? It's a way for me to sit with my cards and look through my cards and look at their designs, look at the images, look at the back and the statistics, look at the little blurbs, and just as a, I don't know if this is the right word, but as a warning, it's gonna get, I hope it's gonna be robust. I hope it's going to be really in depth. I hope it's going to appeal to the nerd in me that is picking up, Kevin Martin rookie cards when I see them for 50 cents or $1 at a show. That's picking up every insert I can find of his, if I find it, on ComC for a really cheap price, whatever. And so that's kind of the approach I want to try to take here. And that kind of explains what I imagine will be a long video, and I guess that's yet to be determined, but that's what I'm going to hope for. That's what I'm going to shoot for. We'll see how it turns out. I hope that in the process, there's something interesting. I hope that for people that for people that love cards, I hope that this means that there's a lot to delve into. And just to give you a framework of how things are going to go, I'm going to go through the Kevin Martin rookie year releases in the order of the Fleer cards, then the Topps, then the Upper Deck. Then I'll go through his veteran cards by year chronologically. At the beginning, in the era of Topps, Upper Deck, Fleer, and then I have one Panini card from his later years, or I guess I should say his post-retirement years, because he had been traded early in Panini's era of manufacturing cards. So that's the approach I want to take. I hope it works out well. Ultimately, for me, it's like a card journal. So rather than journaling via a computer where I'm just looking at pictures, images of the card, and I'm not really even looking at images of the card, but I'm and typing out long sentences and such, I'm just hitting record. Hopefully it'll be faster for me. Hopefully it's easier for me to access later. And if it's of any interest to anyone, it's easy for them to access too. So I hope you enjoy, and you have an idea of how it's going to break down in case you want to skip forward to various things. All right, so here we go. Kevin Martin's rookie year was 2004, 2005. And so we are going to begin with the Fleer offerings for his rookie cards. And these are organized in the way that they are in my binders, beginning with base cards, and after that, numbered parallels, and after that would then be inserts or numbered inserts or whatever. And then we'll move on to tops and then upper deck. So in the first place in my binder, in the binder sheets for Kevin Martin, is what I believe is my only base card from the Fleer offerings, and that is Fleer Ultra. And so right away, a couple things that I imagine you might notice. So first thing that pops out to me is that baggy jersey. I mean, Kevin Martin was known for that baggy jersey and shorts, the huge shorts that he wore. So it jumps out right away. I mean, you can see how far down that neckline goes. Really cool, long and lanky, really great action shot that, of course, is distinctive to Fleer Ultra. On the back, the full bleed photography, of course, what may or may not be the case for other years of Fleer Ultra, and maybe that's worth kind of looking into, is how the players, Kevin Martin, Jason Richardson, are obviously in full color, but then you have the background kind of hewed out, and the beautiful hollow foil that you see on just the base card. Where do you see that now in today's card releases? On the back, there is the same photo, kind of just small right there, and then a little blurb. And what I thought was kind of interesting about this description is the cliche, right? I think in the 90s, that was really, the 90s was known for some cliche descriptions. Kevin Martin being more explosive than a stick of dynamite. Again, really cliche descriptions there. So that's the only base I have. After that, we've got some parallels to base cards, and I don't know exactly off the top of my head which a lot of these are, but here is his hoops. So this is the hoops card. This is I'll have to see whether this is, and I'll kind of put this into the video, but I have to see if this is actually, it's numbered to 1750. I can't imagine that's actually a parallel. I think this is actually just his hoop space, but because it's numbered to 1750, because it's numbered, it comes after the Fleer Ultra. And again, great action photography, full bleed. You got the Purple Kings team color across the bottom. No description here. Okay, so more comprehensive college stats, no description. Numbered out of 1750. Fleer Premium or Skybox Premium rookie. This just looks more elegant, right? Obviously, you got kind of what is this black and white theme in the back, and kind of framing him right during this. It looks like this was meant to be a photo shoot. It looks like Kevin Martin had his family photographer come to his in-home basketball court, take a picture of him going up for a layup, and print out in this framed border. And I think it's meant to be very elegant. I don't know if Skybox Premium was considered elegant. Again, I don't know if this is the base or the parallel, numbered out of 999. Obviously, I still have a lot to learn about the structure there. No photo on the back, and just a little bit of his college background. So information on his college. So and one of the things that I think I noticed as I've been going through these is that I think Fleer actually had the most interesting of the rookie cards. This is Fleer Focus. Lots of foil usage. This is all foil, this border around here. I love that there's some rookie cards with Kevin Martin in his Summer League jersey. So this is that oversized Summer League jersey. And what's really nice about that, here's the back, is that I just don't recall seeing that anymore, right? I think everything now is photo shoot. Again, some information of his college statistics and background. I wonder what is this on the bottom underneath the numbering. Future, is that supposed to say signees? Siggies, is there are there two S's there? Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what they're going for there, but yeah, I'll have to look into this. This might be Oh, Sweet Sigs? I don't know. Yeah, it must be future Siggies, because he'll be signing in the future, I imagine. I'm not sure. Is that a base? Is that an insert card? Flair. Here we go again. Really elegant. I feel like I guess I feel like Fleer did a great job with the white themes, right? The Skybox Premium, the Flare over here, really elegant again. That hint of purple there. So another thing you'll notice, I feel, is that there's a lot less use of that team color in the past. So that's out of $7.99. And I really think these are all base cards. I don't think these are all parallels. So it's just awesome that you see back in 2004 that numbered base cards was the norm. Even you'll see later a 2008 numbered card out of just 99. But out of these five, and I know the Ultra is off the screen, only these two have the purple color, and I guess this one does too, but this one that's coming up, this Skybox Autographics. But again, it's not as prevalent. I feel like every base set now, there's a team color in there. So it's disappointing to me. I just feel like it's overdone, and I think that there needs to be more variety, like you see here. This is the first one I think that mentioned his opening or his NBA rookie season. So Skybox Autographics, I don't know if it came out later in the year, made his NBA debut. Have to look at the release date on that. And it just said that he scored the first points of his career. So thankfully, he scored the first points of his career during his NBA debut. And again, this is the first one. This is different. This first one was kind of a portrait shot. All of these were in-game action or photo shoot. Here's a portrait shot. The variety there is refreshing. We're going to change things up here with Fleer Authentic. It's an insert set called Ticket to the Pros. And you can see there's a little piece of a ticket in there. I don't believe this is an actual ticket from the 03-04 season. I believe these Ticket to the Pros cards, and that's an insert that really should be going later in my binder, so I'll put that after the base that are upcoming. These Ticket to the Pro cards are intended, I guess, to be just manufactured tickets in the card. Again, it's unique, right? It's creative, it's unique, it's different. Here, background mentioning Doug Christie there, the current Kings coach. So, and this one's numbered out at 750. So you don't see that anymore, right? You don't see that sort of creativity, I guess, that sort of difference. So another base card, the Fleer Genuine, and that is nice because you got some gold foil there, which is very nice. You can see here on this Fleer Genuine, and I'll have to check if this is the base or the insert. The Fleer Genuine, you've got these little dots, and these dots are textured. So these dots in the four corners are textured. There you go. You can kind of see them there. They're textured. And the thing that pops out to me about this, and probably about all of these so far, is just the design elements. There's a lot of thought put into all this. These textured dots all around, these design elements. You have that purple window, but you have the line across, and then you have some thin white lines bordering all of this. There's a lot of pieces. There are a lot of pieces to the design. And again, I might be biased. I just don't feel like you see that anymore. It's really, I think, the intricacies of card designs now just leave a lot to be desired. And you see here actually a pretty similar looking design to the Fleer Genuine. All right, it is really hard to read. I had to really bring that up close. This is Skybox Fresh Ink, so lots of foil here, but very similar window to that Genuine. I'll put them together. So very similar purple kind of window through which Kevin Martin laying up a shot or putting up a layup Actually, you know what's really interesting? I think this is the same play. I mean, notice how I think this is Kevin Martin putting up the same layup against, or yeah, against Jason Richardson, Quentin Richardson. I'm sorry, it was Quentin Richardson against Quentin Richardson and whoever number 43 is. Look at the way that number 43 is his right arm across his body. Kevin Martin's arm is across his body. His left hand is kind of splayed open. He's got that white wristband. You have a Quentin Richardson kind of on the right, rearing back. You can see here very subtly number three there. Oh, that's really cool. I mean, I don't know. Again, super random. And this is kind of the beauty of delving deep into things like this is I had no idea that these two cards and this Skybox Fresh Ink card is out of $4.99, which again, I believe is the base card. And I had no idea that these two use the same image. And that's what I think is really the nice part of being able to dive deep into your cards and your PCs are. Another repeat image, does this look familiar? You got a Skybox LE, so Skybox Limited Edition or LE die cut here. Really love the Sacramento Kings in cursive down there, and the way, you know, again, uniqueness. It's a die cut. It's the only one that's a die cut so far. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to just stop telling you that every card, I'm unsure if it's a base card or not, but you see here the numbering is out of $4.99. Really cool on the back information. I love these facts. No other graduates of Western Carolina were in the NBA during the 04-05 season. And just little elements like this, really elegant. That Sacramento Kings in cursive across the top, very elegant. And this picture or this image is repeated from the hoop space. So I don't know if you can see that over there. Both of these two have the same image, but really great photography. Really great photography on that one. I would, you know, just, I don't know what the right word is. I lament over the fact that, I'll put this over here, just since it's the same photo. I lament over the fact that the current releases of, I imagine all sports, but definitely basketball, photography leaves so much to be desired. It's like photography is a luxury, only photogenic, only Stadium Club. Why is this a luxury? Why are we not getting beautiful photography in Topps flagship NBA hoops? Donruss, I think, did a great job. 24-25 Donruss, I love it, but did a great job. Here is the Fleer Tradition rookie, and this is, you can see here mentioning obviously his draft in the 04 draft. Really nice kind of vintage look to the back. I actually didn't know that he was the 26th overall pick. I don't know why I thought Kevin Martin was a higher pick. I guess he must have, because he was relatively successful and such a great scorer. But yeah, this is his low number, Fleer 1 out of 375. We'll just throw that right here. And again, just take a look at all this variety. Lots of different colors here. I covered up that Fleer Premium, but lots of different colors. There's a die cut, a Summer League jersey, portrait shots over here, an embedded ticket. There's such variety there. In design and color, you got this bronze and green kind of color scheme, a couple of white ones. You got the brownish in the Fleer Ultra and the Skybox LE. There's a lot going on, so it's great stuff. I'm gonna continue on because we got a lot to go to the Topps releases. So these are the Topps rookie releases, and here I'm just gonna hold side by side another example. So these aren't Summer League jersey, these are college jerseys, and these were from his Bowman release. So this is Kevin Martin's Bowman rookie card. and I put it side by side because it's identical, is the Bowman Gold. That's his gold unnumbered Bowman. But what's so interesting, they're so different in thickness. And I think this is common, but if we hold them up next to each other, you see a huge difference in thickness there. So that gold is much thicker than the base. One of the beautiful things about Bowman is how detailed. I love the back of Bowman cards. The Bowman Insiders are awesome. So lots to learn there about rewinding back to his time in college. Obviously highlighting his skills. So this one is specifically rewind, skills. I guess inside track is like a specific highlight. So gave some background on his college days, second in the nation in scoring, conference's leaders in career leaders in free throw percentage. Talked about his go-to skills. He's a good ball handler, highly dangerous three-point shooter and scorer, and then one specific highlight. So very cool. I love the Bowman Insiders. I'm going to just throw the gold up here, although it's mostly out of sight. Here is the Bowman Chrome. So more of the same, actually a thinner stock like the Bowman base, but the Bowman Chrome, you can see right there as well. And we'll throw that up in front. Don't have a ton of space. What's interesting, for better or for worse, is that you can see the same exact image used on the tops and the Topps Chrome. So this is the 0405. Oh, just kidding. I don't know what I'm thinking. On the Topps, not the Topps Chrome. Of course, the Topps Chrome later in the season had in-game images for the rookies. But here is the Topps with the same image from his Western Carolina days. And another a headshot from the Western Carolina days with his final year stats and a little bit of information on the draft. So he came from the Southern Conference, which also produced Jerry West and Rod Thorne, a little bit from his GM, Jeff Petrie, on what was good about him. So lots of great information and stats on the back. The Topps Chrome, of course, one of the I don't know, more coveted sets. Sorry for that light kind of shining there. I'll try to get that out of there. So same sort of idea, card, photo, in-game photo. Now you got a headshot of him with the Kings. You can see that it's now a little bit more about his interaction. So the statistics are still the Western Carolina statistics, more college information, but then a quote from Bobby Jackson, who was the sixth man on the Kings from Kevin Martin's time in training camp with the team. I actually like this better, the Finest design. I think Topps Finest, and I'll bring it up, was better designed than Topps Chrome. I like the Finest design better. Maybe it's just because there's a better photo. I'm trying to get the light not to make too much of a hindrance, but I think that Topps Finest is better. I just think it's more interesting. I also think that although borders are great, I just think that if you put borders on everything, if the card is bordered like that, it's just not unique. I mean, very obviously, maybe it's because Topps was the same design. The Topps design was the same. I'm not sure. But again, I guess I like the Fleer designs the most. No borders here. I guess I'm not a fan of borders. I must not be a fan of borders. Look what I'm discovering about myself by talking about my cards and looking at my cards for half an hour. So here's the Finest. Great photo. Love the shot. Love the texture. I don't know if you can tell. There's this texture. There's basketball texturing kind of in the background here in this little opening. On my channel, Sacramento Kings cards, I had done in a deep dive into Topps Finest versus Topps Mosaic, or excuse me, Panini Mosaic. And just for what that's worth, and notice across Bowman and Topps Chrome, Topps Finest, still no team colors. No team color releases, or no team colors in the design from the Topps and Bowman releases so far. You see a matching kind of pinched design that you see on the front. You kind of see that here. And this is, again, the Finest base card numbered out of only 400, which is awesome. Love to see that. My only parallel, I think, rookie parallel is his finest X-Fractor. So beautiful card. I don't typically like X-Fractors. I don't know why I feel like it works on this card. Something about it just works. I don't know if it's the action that's already in there. I don't know if it's the texturing that's in the basketballs in the background. There's something there that just works here. Maybe it's the lack of the in-game background. And of course, this out of 199. You know what? I'm just going to take this and show it for a second. I don't know, maybe it's because it's my only parallel, so I want to show it off. I guess not. It's my only significant or numbered parallel, I guess. You can see here Topps Bazooka. Topps Bazooka was kind of like a comic themed-ish card. You can see here the Kevin Martin in the little thought bubble, because I think the theme was comics. And the gold. I don't believe the gold is numbered. No, it is not numbered. Let's take a look at the back. So it talks about a specific highlight, but also that he was among the nation's top 11 scorers in all of his years. Here's a little fun fact. So Bazooka has a fun fact. The first player in 40 years from Zanesville, Ohio to be drafted. And that's what's just, again, it's just, where is that, right? Where is that uniqueness where the Bowman releases had the Bowman Insider with all that information on the back. We had quotes from GMs and quotes from teammates. We had the Bazooka fun fact, stuff like that. I don't know how many cards we've been through, and we have not had a single horizontal, a single landscape card. So here is the Topps Luxury Box rookie base, 2004-2005. Love me a card with two images, so in shot and then more of a portrait shot. So again, lots of diversity in the designs there. Very, very intense look he's got here. And finally, after all this time, a quote from Kevin Martin himself about why he wanted to be in Sacramento, or why he's happy to be in Sacramento, although I'm sure he's not going to tell anyone on the day he's drafted that he's not happy to be in Sacramento. Here's a parallel to that. So you can see, and I guess I can pull up the difference. The difference is here. Whereas in the base, it was kind of just a silver. This is more of a, what is that, copper? It's the same exact back. This is unnumbered, interestingly enough. This is an unnumbered parallel. I'm gonna have a lot of fun going back through this entire video and watching it back to add in all the little snippets of things that I am getting wrong or forgetting. Topps Pristine. Love this design. I mean, this is one of the, I guess, sets that's really well loved. If you get the gold refractors, those are the gold refractors that are, I think, out of 27. I do not have one. Look at that huge jersey and those huge shorts on him. Really love the movement that's elicited by all of these in the background. Really great. And the back, again, continuity here on the back, eliciting that movement from those lines on the bottom. Here is, and man, I'll have to brush up on this. This is not a parallel. You can see they're different cards, and I'll bring this back so you can compare. Obviously different cards. I think one is the white is his base set, and then maybe the black is some sort of variation. Out of 239. This black is a different number in the base set, so it's number 148, whereas this one is numbered 146 in the base set. It's a really clean design. I think what I said before is true. I just don't think I like borders. I think borders just take up so much of a card. Picture on the front is different. I think the description on the back was different. Yeah, so here you have a primetime performance. Here you have kind of more of a scouting report. Maybe not a scouting report. Some of his background about how he wasn't really well recruited. And then I guess the crown jewel of my Kevin Martin rookie collection is this Topps Photo Shoot Auto. I mentioned it on one of our hangouts, one of our Thursday hangouts recently. Was on the shallow end talking about it about a year ago, and took me forever to find these. Same design as the Topps design, you can see, with kind of that border with the arrow on the side, with whatever that design element down there is on the bottom. But it's a portrait shot. Obviously a nice bold on-card auto there. This one was not pack inserted or pack pulled. You know that because there is no certificate of authenticity on the back. After we had talked about this card, Kyle Wax Museum put it on his Instagram, put his David Harrison, both the pack pulled and this one. So this one, the ones that don't have that certificate of authenticity were given to the player. Unsure how many are out there. It took me forever to find this card. Same description as the back of the Topps card. I believe that was the back of the Topps card. Yep, same description as the back of the Topps base, which is cool. I wonder if it's the same numbering. So this is number 246 in the base set, his Topps base, and the photo shoot. No, this is Topps. I don't know what the TAKM. Obviously, KM is Kevin Martin, but I don't know what the TA is. Topps autographs potentially. So yeah, it took me forever to find this card. For a while I never saw a copy. I didn't know if one even existed. I eventually scoured and found a picture, I forget where, probably on Instagram if I recall correctly. Also there was somebody with a ransom or with a bounty. Ransom is probably a little too negatively connotated, with a bounty for one on eBay. A pack pulled one, not one of mine. All right, time for Upper Deck rookies, and then we are going to get to the vet cards. Here is his, I think this must be an insert, so I probably have to reorganize this. This is Upper Deck. This is in the Diamond collection. It's a freshman class insert, obviously very appropriately wearing his college jersey. Same shot on the back with a description there about his strength as a scorer. Really cool kind of texturing, not physical texturing, it doesn't feel different, but really cool kind of elicitation of texture with those striations running across the card. So yeah, so that's a very nice, I think that's a cool design. The Upper Deck R class card, this is from, I think this is from just 0405 Upper Deck. I'm not sure what the R class reference is. I have an Allen Iverson R class. There's a paralleled to 25. I'm not sure. Trying to make sure to be able to give a decent time with the card and just let it talk. That was actually something that I liked from what Dave and Jason on Overthinking Baseball Cards mentioned. They mentioned one of the things they like, or what some of the YouTube stuff that they like, is just somebody putting up a card, letting the card shine, showing it off, and then not talking, letting us enjoy the card. And obviously I'm not doing that right now, so I apologize to his UD Pro Sigs rookie. But I don't know if Diamond Collection is that the same product as that first one? Was this Diamond Collection freshman class insert the same or different than this Pro Sigs? I'm not sure. I should learn. I apologize that I don't know everything. UD Harcourt. Lots more team color. I think one of the things that I've observed, I mentioned that Fleer had the most diversity. Topps with its chrome, its finest, its luxury box, its pristine. I think Topps is the prettiest. I mean, those are pretty and clean designs. And I'm not going to pull them all back out, but those are just really elegantly designed. Kind of like this Flair one I mentioned was elegantly designed, but just on another level, and especially the chromium stuff. UD, I think, does the worst job. Here's the Black Diamond. I think it does the worst job with its designs. It's the most meh. I do like this little window for the headshot. Lots of that photo here in blue, that photo here in blue, that photo here. They got a blue theme going here for Black Diamond in 0405. Rookie scrapbook insert. Talk about repeating photos. I like it. It's unique. It's got very much of a yearbook or scrapbook vibe to it. I'm going to start kind of overlapping things here. And our last UD rookie is the SP Authentic at a $9.99. Love the shot. Look at all this info. Oops. All this info. 2004 NBA Draft 26 selection. Kings. Kevin Martin. Guard. Kings. SB Game. Oh, sorry. I said SP Authentic. SB Game used rookie. It's confusing with the authentic rookies up there. Lots of foil on there. See if they tell us the same on the back. Same picture. Okay, interestingly, they don't give us that information, right? They don't tell us his draft position. They don't tell us that he was drafted by the Kings. I guess that's obvious from up there. Yeah. If you're just nerding out, it's interesting stuff. All right, that's it on the rookie stuff. Those are his rookies. You know what I'm going to call that? We've had over 30 minutes of looking at Kevin Martin rookies, a lot of them base and basic parallels. I hope you enjoyed that. We'll save his non-rookie stuff for another time, another video, the next one. All right, so sorry. Ran out of storage on my phone, so got cut off, but it gave me the opportunity to reorganize things so I could efficiently and concisely summarize for you. I think what I've seen and learned in the process of doing this deep dive into my Kevin Martin rookie PC is that I appreciate Fleer's diversity in their offerings. You have the full bleed photography going on here with the hoops and the Ultra, the really elegantly white designed Flare and Premium. You got these two, the Genuine as well as the Fresh Ink with the very similar kind of purple window in there, which again, I think my favorite thing that happened in the last half hour is that I found out these were the same moment from two different angles, which is so cool. And then, of course, you have the die cut over here. In terms of the Topps offerings, I think what's really nice about the Topps offerings, if I could get this adjusted, hopefully so I don't run out again of storage. The Topps offerings are just so clean, okay? And I'm going to try to just kind of give them center stage here on the front. They're just really pretty. I think aesthetically, the Topps is the prettiest set of cards. And even though the Fleer is kind of the most diverse, it's a lot of white. I mean, you can notice the Topps has a lot of white. You can see In the back, there's obviously the Topps design and Topps chrome. But the Finest here, just really nice, and that X Factor, just beautiful. The Pristine, I love the black and white next to each other, and really want to dive deeper into that distinction or that difference in the photo shoot. So Topps, to me, is the most beautiful. Fleer is the most diverse. Upper Deck, kind of meh. Hope you enjoyed. I really love doing this. I hope you enjoyed it. If not, it's a chronicling for me. Let me know if there's anything you thought, whether it's good, bad. Sorry that I bored you for so long. I hope you learned something from all of this. I hope something stuck out to you. Let me know if you have any thoughts on the offerings of rookies from 0405. Check us out on Hoops Hobby Hangout every Thursday. Hopefully more of this stuff to come here and on the hobby boards and on Instagram. And yeah, we'll see you around and see you around the hobby.